because I know you guys are in the class here. So I just want to remind you guys, I just did a big, huge promotion. Hello, welcome everyone to another free OnPage course using SEO Copilot. Mike, did you want to keep your video on or want me to turn it off for you? There we go, perfect. So I just want to say a couple things. So today is Friday the 13th. And because I am a Curse of Oak Island fan, I know that originally comes from the Knights Templar, but their bad luck 1,000 years ago at the hands of the French king, if I recall correctly, and Pope, is our good luck. Today I'm doing a massive sale on SEO Copilot, so check your emails, guys who are in the chat here, and also people watching. I just did a big, huge offer with a big sale. We have all new pricing. Speaking of which, Mike asked a question about that. Anyone watching live can ask a question as well. Mike just asked a question about that, so I'm going to show you what I mean. He said, what do you mean 15 pages a month is what Mike asked. That's what you asked, right, Mike? That's what you wanted? He says, can you explain the plan with 15 pages and what exactly that means? Can I change the pages each month? How would you use such a plan? Okay, so I adopted this kind of pricing structure because some of our competitors have it this way. And there's some confusion. That's a great question, Mike. And I'll just take 30 seconds to answer this and I'll go right into the rest of the SEO. People do ask this question and there's some confusion as to what level of plan do I need for the amount of SEO that I do. Okay, so the short answer is a lot, more than you probably think. Of course, take that with a grain of salt. I'm the guy selling the plants. But it is an absolute fact, and this is a pretty much commonly known fact in the SEO industry. I don't think this is contentious in any way, that bigger sites rank better. Also, if you look at the API documentation, I just want to make sure you guys can see my whole screen here. Hold on. If you look at the API documentation that Google leaked some time ago, content velocity, this has all the ranking factors that were secretly leaked. Content velocity is mentioned in here as, they don't call it content velocity, of course, that's what we call it, but it is mentioned in here as a factor. So content size is a factor, site size is a factor, content velocity is a factor. The general idea is if you're adding more content faster than your competitors, then you must have more money, you're more serious, you're a bigger expert, that kind of a thing. And people have known that content velocity and site size have been a ranking factor for, forever. So it really depends. The answer is, what is 15 pages a month? What does that mean? And how much do I need exactly? The answer is it depends. What 15 pages a month means is that in the tool, in the system, you can do roughly 15 of these keyword spy reports that will find you all the boosting keywords, that remodels, that builds all of the advanced models you need. We rebuild a BERT model for you, a couple of them actually. Rank Brain model, TW BERT. We do vector embedding AI models for both text entities and which are all the rage, because they should be, because that's what Google uses for sure. Although they don't use the NLP demo. The NLP demo is a separate AI, and that's not what Google is using to rank. They use something called neural matching to rank, which we rebuild a model for you. And we also rebuild a model for you on query interpretation, which nobody else has, and for page type, which nobody else has. You'll be able to do, if you choose the 15 pages a month, you'll be able to do 15 of these roughly, and then you'll be able to build 15 articles automatically at a high quality human level that saves you up to 99% in costs and time, which is, I think this is the hidden gem in SEO Copilot that, most of our over 1,000 users use keyword discovery, and they do that to find the ranking opportunities. And that makes me very, very happy because I've been doing this 25 years, and I have to tell you, this is where you need to start. You need to start here. The vast majority of SEO campaigns go wrong because they don't choose the correct searches to try to rank for to begin with. And that message has gotten across, which is good because I say it like 3 times a day. So it's good that the message has come across. But the unknown, so people are realizing that artificial intelligence can can analyze niche opportunities for you, and it can, or search opportunities. And it doesn't matter what kind of SEO you do. It doesn't matter if you're doing client or affiliate. It doesn't matter if you're doing in-house or local. Everyone needs to start here. It doesn't matter the language. Everyone needs to start here, and I'm going to tell you why in a couple seconds. However, then most people just stop there, and this part of the tool is vastly underutilized, but quite frankly, this is the hidden gem of the tool, right? We can reduce your on-page time and costs by immense amounts, right? There's agencies out there spending tens of thousands of dollars per month generating content. I can do that for you at a fraction of the cost. This tool can do that for you at a fraction of the cost. It can times 10 your output and divide by 10 your costs easily. And so that's what that means. This is what this, keyword discovery is just, those credits means you can do about 25 keyword discovery reports. That's this guy over here, these keyword discovery difficulty reports that are going to tell you how hard certain niches are and how much money they make, for example. And you can drill down and find the actual searches you should be ranking for. If you sign up for this very, very low price of $14 per month, you get 2,000 difficulty credits, which means you get to do about 25 of these. Hurry up, computer. My computer's bogging down now. It's like, you're running too much. You get to do 25 of these roughly per month. So that could be 25 different customers if you only do one report for them. Some of these reports come up with thousands of ideas. So if you have a beauty products customer, you may only have to run one report. And you can just keep building pages off of this the whole month without having to do it again. Some of them don't. Some of them only come up with are very specific. They only come up with specific ideas. I use a very complex chain of thought ideation for the AI to think the way that OpenAI is just getting to now with their latest model they just released in beta. To actually use the AI to think like a human, I actually put my psychology degree to work. Can you believe it? It actually did pay off. I put my psychology degree to work. I made a complex chain of thought ideation for it to think of all the new things you want to rank for. Now, if you sign up for this one, you get 25 of those kinds of reports. These get 12, 25, 30, and then 50, and then all the rest have around 50 as well, all the other ones here. But this 15 pages a month that you're asking, 10 pages a month, 5 pages a month, that means you get to do probably about 5 keyword reports and 5 articles. So you need a report to write the article. You need a report to do a page audit, which I can show you how to do with the system as well. We're making an automatic page audit that'll show up here very shortly, but you could do one manually as well. And the steps are very simple. You find the ranking opportunities, you build up the models you need for the correct on-page entities, and then the AI does all the work for you and builds those things very, very well, very, very quickly at a very, very high human level quality without hallucinations. 99.9% factual in my last test. So to ask, what does that mean? It means you get to do 10 pages a month, and they change every month. You're doing SEO for somebody, right? You're looking for stuff, you're looking for content to build, right? That's the idea. This is an SEO tool for SEOs. They work in home security systems. So you're like, okay, well, let's build the easiest ones first. Computer. You want to build the easiest ones first. I mean, the final ROI is how it is sorted to begin with. And you're like, the customer's like, hey, I want to rank for this. I want to make 50 grand. Okay. Or the ballpark around there. Like, I'm going to build the easier ones first. This is a very tough niche to rank in. Maybe a bad example for me to click. But it's like, okay, I'm going to build this one out. I'm going to find the boosting keywords. And then I'm going to generate an article based on that later. And you're trying to get them to rank for this. Why? Because it makes an F ton of money. Look at how much people are bidding in Google Ads CPC. And it's only average difficulty. It's only 8% harder than 1.6 million other records of SEO, because this difficulty comparison is compared to everyone in SEO. And then you build these pages, and if you have this price or this price, you can build 10 or 15 pages for your client or for your site or whatever it is per month. Now, why is there a huge jump from this one to this one? Because quite frankly, and why is this one highlighted? Because quite frankly, I've been doing this for 25 years, and to have the content velocity to guarantee you're going to have better signals than everybody else, especially in niches that are as tough as this, where this is a pretty tough to rank niche, but that's where the money is. And you're going to find statistically this late in the SEO game, that statistically, the more you get into a niche that makes more money, I'll show you here, the more you get into a niche that makes more money, often the more difficult it often is. Not always. Sometimes you find good niches that make a lot of money that still have some openings for rankings. But generally speaking, end stage capitalism being what it is in general, and SEO competition being what it is in particular, the more money there is behind a niche, usually the tougher it is, and vice versa. And so that's why you need to search for the low-hanging fruit to begin with to have a leg up. And that's why I recommend people go for 100 pages a month, because then you'll have the content velocity to build it. If the answer is, Josh, there's no way I could build 100 pages a month, my answer is wrong. Yes, you can with AI. That's what AI is for. This is what this is for. You'd get this to find the boosting keywords. 20 hours of competitor research is boiled down to 20 minutes of you sipping a beer. And 10 hours of writing a high quality, human level, well-researched article is brought down to 10 minutes while you sip a beer. And then you edit it for 20 minutes or so, make sure it's saying the right things, and then you copy and paste it into your WordPress. Boom, done. You can easily do that 5 times a day. It'll take about an hour, 2 hours of work. How would you like to have an hour, 2 hours of work a day? Build 5 pages a day, 25 pages a week, 100 pages a month roughly on this plan. And that way you're going to have an insane content velocity. You're going to have a huge site weight. And that means I can guarantee with my statistics that I've looked, check back in my YouTube on how they ranked number 1. I can guarantee a certain indexation rate of 60 to 70%, if not higher. Those are all terrible examples because people are not following my formula properly. So even with the people who are like, whatever, Josh, I'm going to go and post all these pages with red scores, with red SEO scores, which I'm going to show you what that is in a second. People are like, okay, great, whatever. They still get 60 to 70% indexation rate, and they still are getting a quarter to a third page 1 to number 1 ranking rate. And so if that means, if you do the math, if you do 100 pages a month, 60 to 70 will be indexed, and 25 to 33 will be ranking on page 1, 5 to 10 should be ranking number 1. Those are the stats, and those are the worst stats. That's the bare minimum of what you should be getting. If you're only building 10 pages a month, now that might work for a very small site or a tiny site. If all your competitors are some local lawn care company that aren't building pages because they haven't hired an SEO and they don't know anything about SEO, and they're never, ever, ever going to need SEO, which they will, and they're never, ever, ever going to make more pages on their site, which they will. The logic of competition proves, and end-stage capitalism proves, they're going to be, it'll force them to do SEO or they'll go out of business, right? Or they're going to do Google ads, and Google ads are going to get more expensive, and so that'll force them to do SEO or go out of business. Or they'll get bought out by some bigger conglomerate who is already doing SEO because they know of how much money you can make doing SEO. That means that this might suit you for now, where all your competitors are not building any pages at all, and so you have a 20-page site, and they have a 5-page site. Ooh, okay. Well, then you have a bigger site weight, and you have more content velocity because they're building 0 per month, and you're building 10 per month. But again, I just want to warn everybody that of course, is a short-term situation. Long-term, everything will maximize. End-stage capitalism will increase. Competition, SEO competition will increase. That person who's already built up a 500-page site or a 1,200-page site for doing this for a year is going to be almost impossible to dislodge of someone just coming in, building nothing and building very slowly. There are all kinds of ways and reasons around it. Like I said, using the tool properly and finding the low-hanging fruit where you can compete. It's either try to compete on the really toughish niches that exist, or find your own niche, right? Like how does evolution work for animals? Either the cat has to compete with the coyote. The cougar competes with the coyote for prey. Maybe that's a terrible example, I don't know, but the mountain lion competes with the coyote for prey, or the mountain lion gets smaller and climbs trees and then is eating birds like a regular cat, and then doesn't have the same competition and is fed much better. You've got to compete. You got to find you have to have the most competitive profile in whatever niche you compete in, and also you would do well to find a better niche to begin with. So that is my long-winded answer as to what these pages mean and why you would want to go with these pages. And quite frankly, agencies would want to go way, way higher. Agencies, if you have large sites or large clients, you're going to be needing to build way more pages per month. 200 pages per month for $274. That's redonkulous. That's like $2.74 per page. Mike says, thanks, Josh. Okay, great. And quite frankly, a digital agency really should be at this because they're going to have multiple medium to large size clients. They really need to be building a huge amount of content per month. And I'm not telling the digital agencies something they didn't already know. Digital agencies are already well aware that they need to beat everybody else in content velocity, and that's been their plan for the last 15 years. Now I can just automate the process for you with AI and improve the process for you with AI, both statistically. So it's a win-win. It's a no-brainer to sign up for the higher tiers if you need to generate more content. And if you check your emails, I just sent out an offer, a huge sale for 50% off for the first 10 people who sign up for these, and 20% off for the first people who sign up for this and higher, for these plans, for the first 20. So if the first 10 is 50, the first 20 after that is, who use the other code is 25% off, plus a whole bunch of other freebies, a whole bunch of other sales. So go ahead and check your email. Okay. Now, let me see if there's any questions. Siddharth says, hi there, how are you? I'm doing great, man. If you have any questions, by all means, ask them in the chat. I'd be more than happy to answer any SEO questions you got there. Okay, so now let's get to how to do on-page SEO. Okay, so as I've already mentioned, we're using AI to do on-page SEO. Why? Because there's no way in hell you could compete without it. If you're not using AI to do on-page SEO, your competitors are. Now, here's the good news. Every other AI tool out there is a piece of crap. The quality level is a piece of crap. It hallucinates. It makes very easily detectable AI content that is very, very low quality and has no, I don't know why they haven't thought of this. Maybe I should shut up so they don't think of this, but they have no feedback mechanism like we do of statistical data correlative analyses of seeing where people are ranking, what their scores are, and therefore what the scores need to be that adjusts over time as Google makes adjustments. I don't know why they don't have this. I should patent this as quickly as possible, but they don't have it, right? They make up an SEO number. They make one SEO number up out of thin air, right? If they even have it. Ahrefs and SEMrush doesn't even have an on-page SEO number for you that means anything. If they have an SEO number or an on-page number, it's completely made up. It's completely fictitious. And there's a reason why I made 4 SEO numbers, right? Why did Josh make 4 SEO numbers? Because he wants to make his sales harder? No. Because he wants to have to yammer on for longer about this shit on his Friday? No, that's not why Josh made 4 SEO scores here. Josh made 4 SEO scores because he's autistic, and therefore he cannot help but be forthright and ethical, despite all my gray hairs to the contrary of me being like, why can't I just be a shyster like everybody else and sell a crap tool? These scores actually matter and will actually help you, and I like to think it's actually in my best interest to actually help you because we have a symbiotic relationship. If my tool helps your SEO and boosts you, then you have the money to reinvest in the system and keep paying. So it should be symbiotic, unlike the other tools where it is not symbiotic. It is accidentally symbiotic at best, where they get ranking results. About 50% of them, maybe less, 40% of them get ranking results compared to our 60 or 70% who get ranking results. And most people drop off their system and they just keep lowering their prices because of that. But it's just a marketing game for them. As long as they can keep more gullible people coming into their system with their huge marketing system faster than they are leaving the system, then for the short term, they think they're fine. That's not a long term. If you do the SWOT analysis on that, the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, I've analyzed their business profiles. And that is not a long-term business profile, of course, but they don't know, they don't care. Because they don't know, they haven't done the research I've done into the back end of the SEO or the back end of AI, actually. And so they don't know both what to do and in SEO, and two, how to do it with AI. So anyway, enough of tooting my own horn, but that's what the system is intended to do. As I said before, you need to start here. You need to have the AI do something a human could never do. Scan over 10 to 20,000 different searches you should be ranking for, or you might consider to rank for, and then tell you which ones are the easiest to rank for and the ones that will make the most money. It's very simple. You could put, I was doing tests here with Fubar. You can get rid of Fubar. Fubar. Isn't that a TV show now too with Arnold Schwarzenegger or something? You could put very general ideas in here, like massage for your area, or you can put just general ideas in here, like coffee, financial services, investing. You could put seed ideas in here, or you can put very specific ideas in here, like beehive management, superfood mushroom, birch juice sunscreen. And you can see both in the general and the specific, it'll give you ideas of how to do what searches you need to try and rank for. Let me very quickly go through how this table works. So this is when you drill down on the actual searches you're going to try to rank for. And what you're going to do is you're going to sort it by final return on investment. I have a controversial claim that I make a lot, but I will keep making it, because this single next sentence I'm going to say will save businesses, literally save businesses. There is a misconception in the SEO industry. There's many of them, but here's the biggest one. The people who win at SEO are not the people who rank number one. Ranking number one is not how you win at SEO. Sounds counterintuitive, I know, because that's what everyone wants to do. They want to rank number one in Google. But that's not how you win at SEO. It's not. Ranking number one faster, easier, cheaper, more efficiently, in a safe way that has risk mitigation, that using tactics that aren't going to get you caught next month, that you can iterate on very, very quickly. In fact, faster than your competition. That's how you win at SEO. At the end of the day, when you analyze, philosophically, when you analyze SEO, people have lumped it into marketing in business. Like they're making an umbrella of what components go where for business. There's marketing, which is another under that umbrella. And in the umbrella of marketing, one of them is inbound marketing or SEO. Wrong. Completely, utterly wrong. SEO is much better categorized as a business process play. It is about business process efficiency. It's about return on investment. It's about, can you outcompete people who've been doing this for 20 years already and already thrown millions of dollars behind their SEO in some cases? Can you outcompete these people? The only way is to use AI to be leaner, meaner, and faster with better quality and better analysis, and do it before everybody else, before they all jump on the bandwagon as well. That is the only way to guarantee success of your SEO business, or your business period, using SEO for the foreseeable future. And I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to make a business that'll be good this year and then die next. I don't know about you, but I'm 50, but I don't know I'll be ever retiring ever. So I need a business that will keep going. I need a business that has legs. And viewing SEO as a business process is the proper way of doing it. Is a far more advantageous way of looking at SEO. Again, you don't not only just need to rank number one. Like if it took you 2 years to rank number one for one keyword, and it cost you 20 grand, well then, sorry, whoop-de-doo to you. Mike says, okay, great, you sold me. Just signed up for the 100-page plan. Great deal. Thanks, Josh. Oh, you're welcome, Mike. Did you use the 50% off? Did it work? I hope. I was so stressed sending that email. Like, oh God, I hope these coupons work. I hope I didn't copy and paste them improperly in there. Mike says 50% off. Awesome. Congratulations to you, my friend. Tom says, simple question. How is this different than using Google Ads Keyword Planner? Tom, great question. So Google Ads Keyword Planner is where we get a lot of this data. We get the Google Ads competition from there, the ads CPC, the average monthly search volume. However, we get the year-over-year change from a different API, and we get all these SEO. There's 15. I have a 15-factor difficulty chain of thought ideation AI. Tom, if I'm remembering where I know you correctly from, you probably know me from my AI stuff. You know the stuff I was doing with my self-aware AI prototype, Cassandra? That's all, as you can imagine, wrapped into this, doing thinking on its own. Not as complex and much more tailored to this process, but this is where I've implemented that. If I remember correctly, where we know each other from, but I could be mistaken. I apologize if I am. He says, "You remember?" Yes, that's what I thought. I was pretty sure. I thought I recognized that handsome face. Yeah. So I have a very complex 15 parameter or more difficulty calculation, which is about 14 more parameters than every other difficulty calculation out there has. The SEO industry really has been resting on its laurels for a very long time, and SEMrush and Ahrefs are just like, we've outmarketed everybody. You know, we have one difficulty factor. It's quite frankly links. That's it. Links is just one of the factors I'm using here. There's far more factors for SEO and for ranking, as you can imagine. So anyway, to answer Tom's question there. So Google Ads Keyword Planner, that's a great question. Google Ads Keyword Planner is what you would use to plan a Google Ads campaign. And the question is, well, why not do a Google Ads campaign? And the answer is, well, in some rare cases, it could make sense to do that. Here's the problem, is that you're renting your space. You're not really owning it. It's like a real estate decision. Should you rent an apartment from a landlord who you know is going to increase your rent every single year and has no qualms about increasing it to the point where you can't afford it anymore, and then your business will be done because you already bought into that? It's too late to do SEO. It's literally, as the Greeks called an aporia. It's a fork in the road, right? You can go one way or the other way. If you go down the Google Ads road exclusively, yeah, it looks pretty cheap right now, but the more time goes on and the more queries you try to rank for, this is 36 per click per keyword, right? It adds up after a while. And this is a terrible example because this is all very cheap. But if I show you some other ones, they can be very, very expensive. For example, like Google services, some of these can be, it depends on what it is you're in exactly, but some of these can be very expensive. They can get to the point where you can't afford it anymore, period. The other way to go in the fork in the road is going with SEO, and it's more like buying. It's more like buying a property. It's like buying a condo instead of renting a condo. SEO is more like buying. And there is some strata fees. There is some condo association fees. You do need to pay. SEO costs money, but you own it. You can sell that site later. The rent will never go up on you. You have fixed costs for the most part. The logic of competition would mean you might have to increase your cost on SEO as time goes on. But if you're using the most efficient AI tool to do the most efficient on-page and on-site factors, the risk and the cost of all the off-site SEO factors drastically reduces. So, and this is a fact. You just have to take my word for it. You can email me any questions if you have the questions. Email me at joshpaczynski@gmail.com. I could show you some of the proof that, look at, if you have, well, actually, I think I could actually show you this. Let me show you Discord. Let me show you my group. So here's SEO content that I just generated out of nothing using SEO Copilot. Here's a featured snippet I just got using SEO Copilot, which I laughed because they actually picked up my name. So you can't get better branding than this. Actually, I was laughing pretty hard about this one. This is a no site. This is a new site from Steven. This has no links whatsoever. This was all from OnPage stuff. So again, Google, no one makes links anymore. So Google had to extend their ranking factors, and OnPage is the biggest ranking factor there is. Oh, there goes my earbuds. OnPage is the biggest ranking factor that they have. So it's a major feather in your cap. You need to make a pretty big in terms of business importance, you need to make, if inbound marketing or SEO, if being found in Google is important to your business, and what business is it not important for, I ask? What lucky business is it not important that people find you at Google? Then you need to consider your SEO. And the biggest thing in SEO to consider these days, by far, is your site build, including your on-page and your on-site factors, for sure. Okay, so that's where you would find the low-hanging fruit that you would want to rank for that makes the most money. Just very quickly, functionally, how would you do it? Well, you're like, okay, I want to rank, let's look at one here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go to this one here. I'm going to demo out of this system instead. It'll be better because I've been using this one more lately. Super secret password. Ooh. I'm just trying to do it fast. I can't do it. Super secret password. Okay, sure. I can, Mike says, use HVAC for Oshawa, Ontario. Sure thing. Let's run a, this is the light mode. I'll put it onto dark mode so our eyes are not bleeding. Okay, there we go. I don't know who likes light mode. Some people do. Okay, so let's go here. So you come here, you could do a general idea or a main idea. Because we've actually specified the city and the province, good old Ontario. I love Ontario. I lived in Ontario for a few years when I was doing my PhD at York University. I don't need to put a location in here because the location is specified in the query. So I'll say get results. Mike says, nice. Yeah, York University is a beautiful campus. I enjoyed my time there. Okay, so boom. HVAC, great local query. It's got some nice money for a local query. You might be like, oh, I saw ones that had 50 grand. Yeah, but that's like trying to rank for something major, like crypto. Look how much money is behind crypto. Business internet, protein, like supplements. Shopping and healthcare supplements make so much money online. I've never made more money online than when I was ranking #1 for a skin cream affiliate play. I was making 30 grand US. I was just playing PlayStation all day for 6 months. That was a mistake. I should have been reinvesting that money in my business and not buying condos like I was. Well, I mean, I did invest the money in a condo. I made money off the condo, but real estate being what it is, it could be iffy. I should have had more sites going is what I should have done. Okay, but anyway, let's go here back to HVAC. Now it's running the difficulties for you. It's already got the first 3 done, just to give you a glimpse. So AC repair, Oshawa, air conditioner repair, Oshawa duct cleaning, Oshawa HVAC system replacement, and it's doing the top 80 other keywords that the AI has analyzed have the most likelihood of probably being the best. Here we go, it's done. And then we sort it by final return on investment, and here we go. So this is what you would start building. You would start building AC repair Oshawa. This is the same keyword. You might want to skip the second one, or you can build the second one. Quite frankly, you could go, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you could favorite them if you want, if you have to send it to a client to get approval, or you can just say, find the boosting keywords, go. And I'm going to use a place called Tuvalu to remove, pro tip, use the small island of nation island of Tuvalu to strip out all the geolocation factors if it's in English. If it's in English and the location factors are in the query, which they are, these are in the query, then I can strip out the geographic factors and just have all the on-page analyses I could strip out all the Canadian and Oshawa and Ontario and geographic factors of traffic from that area and what they click and what Google thinks is important for them for non-on-page factors by selecting another location so that all those geo-specific factors are stripped out. Then I say continue. And then in a couple seconds, it'll say, boom, running these reports. And that's the 5 pages I would build for today. And and they're all very easy and have a high final ROI. So this is a great situation, Mike, because sometimes what happens, like I'll show you in this other one here, sometimes what happens, like we had here for home security systems, when we sort by final ROI, it gets very tough very quickly because everyone and their dog is trying to make money on selling home security systems. I've done so many audits for so many different customers on so many different sites for home security systems. It's been one of the major ways of making money with SEO online for a good 15 years now, at least. Now, I haven't run all of the competition yet. That's another thing. If you only have some of the competition run more. That's why having more credits is better, because we need to cast the widest net possible here to look for the hidden gems, because here there's no hidden gems. There's only one. Home security Vivint is average. It's only 8% harder than the rest of the internet. And it's a very lucrative query. Now, I can't promise you'll make that money specifically. I can be off by as much as 50% on this one. But it is an apples to apples comparison between this and this, for example. I know for a fact this 8% is not off at all. I've done the math. As you can imagine, science has a standard mathematical formula for what's called statistical validity, the threshold for statistical validity in any given statistical scientific result. And I did the math with the formula, and I am times 1,000 beyond the threshold for statistical validity. That means, like, these polls they have for the election coming out for you folks in the States. Kamala is at 48 and Trump's at 45. So they're all getting happy over it or whatever. They look at a different poll and Trump's at 48 and she's at 45 and they're all happy about it. They don't realize those political polls have like a swing of like 10 points at least. They can be as much as 10% off. But not this statistic. This statistic, I guarantee you, is at most 0.5% off, if that. I have thousands of people doing hundreds of thousands of reports with millions, literally millions of SEO niches analyzed. When I say this keyword here is 8% more difficult than the rest of SEO, when I say this keyword here, home security Vivint, is 8% more difficult than the rest of the internet, you could take that to the bank. That's how difficult it is. These numbers are highly, highly accurate. Let's check this one here. So this is really good for you, Mike, because I'm seeing easy and easier and very easy across the board here. So you can just start building pages. And if you start running out of ideas, because it only came up with 35 keyword ideas, you just need to do HVAC, OSHA, more general keywords. Like if I do this and say get more ideas, the AI will go and try to analyze as many ideas as it can for you. It'll fetch more keywords. Now, the more local and the more specific you are, the less there will be. Mike says, what do you charge for a page in this SEO world? I don't charge by page. I charge by the hour typically. So I bill out at $1,000 for myself per hour for consulting, but my team, I bill out at $100 an hour, which is a good round figure. Some agencies are up to 120, 150. And then you got some folks on Upwork who are like 50, 75. I wouldn't hire anyone lower than that. I wouldn't hire anyone lower than 100, quite frankly, because your SEO, if they do it wrong, they can destroy your site. And it's like, man, flush it down the toilet, start again. So that's what I charge. So, it depends on what they're paying me per month. I give them a certain amount of analysis, and then I give them whatever is 10 pages, 20 pages, that kind of a thing. And as you can see here, this is exactly what I'm doing for this client here. This client, let me give you a bit of a story, and I'll answer your question there, Tom. This client here is one of my favorite clients, Gary. He's been with me a very, very long time. He sells Jaguar parts. He's a Jaguar guy. He loves cars. He loves Jaguars. God bless him. And I used to have him ranking #1 for the query Jaguar parts for years. I had him ranking #1 for that. But then lately, he's #5 for it, #3, #4. It's really hard to get him to #1. And you know why? And again, I've been doing this for 25 years. I know what I'm doing. And you know why? It's because one, he doesn't have the budget. I have to spend $5,000 a month on doing like newspaper backlinks or something silly like that to try and get him up there. It's because the actual Jaguar car company started selling parts online. And actual Jaguar subsidiaries in the UK started selling parts online. And so he's like, Josh, why can't you rank me number one for Jaguar parts anymore? And the answer is because Google's not fair. Sorry, I don't know why we all believed Google was fair, that life is fair, that capitalism is fair. It's not. There's monopolies all over the place. And here's one of them. That Google is like, and I can't really even fault Google, quite frankly. If you ask anyone on the street, who should be ranking number one for Jaguar parts? The Jaguar car company, which has now moved into selling parts online, or Gary, who is a great guy, don't get me wrong, but he's some guy in his basement in California selling Jaguar parts. Who should be ranking number one for that? Probably the Jaguar car company. I can't even fault Google for making that change. So I pivoted to making a content strategy for him, and this is what we were able to generate using SEO Copilot. And so, long story short, is there's a whole kind of analysis you need to do, and you might have to change your strategy and think about it. But generally speaking, you're building pages. You sort by final ROI here. You sort by final ROI, and you build the best looking pages. However, when you do that, all the pages are really, really tough. Let's sort it again. Now that we have these new reports done. Yeah, this is a very tough niche to make money in, right? Because again, everyone, as I said, the more money that's behind the niche, the more people who are in it, the more tougher it's going to be, the longer they've been competing. What I would do if I'm in this situation where it's like, Josh, I have a brand. Here's another thing. Like, first off, Josh, what do you mean by not recommended? First off, you see not recommended here, or very tough? Like, what do you mean by not recommended? How hard is hard? How not recommended is not recommended? Well, it's exactly 109% harder than the rest of the internet. The difficulty scores for these competitors here, are twice as hard as everybody else. It's 100% harder than the rest of the internet. And what do you mean by not recommended? So this is what it means. If you have a site that you cannot index a page anywhere in Google within 24 hours, then you need to start with easy keywords. No matter what the final ROI says and what makes the most money and is still the easiest to rank for. Like, you could try to go for this average one. This is really if this was your niche, this is really one of the gems that why you use the system, because it's going to find you gems like this you never would have considered. But otherwise, to build you 5 pages a day, you need to keep running keyword difficulty reports until you see easier and average, and build those and keep building these pages up. Keep going on the easy, average, and keep running difficulty reports to find them, both internal to this page, run difficulty reports here to find them. And I'm sorry, if you're in a really tough niche, you're going to have to run more difficulty reports. Run them here, but you also run more difficulty, general overarching difficulty reports here as well, to keep trying to find the business areas in which you should be in. And quite frankly, you can make some business decisions about this. You could be like, you know what? Financial services, I was going to get into financial services, or I was thinking of getting into financial services, or I was thinking of getting into investing. Well, generally speaking, at a top glance, financial services seems to make more money, but it's harder to rank for. Investing makes less money at a glance. That's a really rough number. You have to look into that. But this average is about 30% easier to rank for. So you can make some business decisions here. And again, I know it's depressing, and just question yourself, why is Josh saying these words, making the sale harder for him? Shouldn't Josh be saying, SEO is easy, you can do it, everyone can do it. Just build any page on any site, it'll work, don't worry, ting, give me your money. Why isn't Josh saying that? Because it's a lie. Some niches in SEO are just finished. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. You could probably compete with them if you build your site up very carefully by doing the easy ones first, right? You could probably compete if you sort by the easiest first and start building your site up to be equivalent to some other people. Because guaranteed, one of the sites on the top 10 will mess it up and get a penalty from Google. So your chance will be coming up. But it'll be hard. You have to spend money. The risk is much higher. the risk is much higher, right? So you got to find more average and easy things. You need to find the hidden gems here that are making a ton of money, even though it's only average to rank for. This is what you need to find. And these keywords could literally be your life or die keywords. Okay, so Tom has asked, is your model to create an article builder, create blog style page on our existing webpage and crank content weekly? Or are we reviewing existing pages too? The answer is both. The short answer to that, either or, Tom, is a yes, both. I would just say, however, that I wouldn't run a blog on the site. Blogs are quite passé in Google's eyes. Just a little nitpicky note I'm going to say. If anyone listening to this, if you're currently running a blog, don't go deleting it if you already have rankings. There's a more important rule than Google doesn't like blogs, don't make them. It's if it's already ranking, don't touch it. That's a much more important rule. However, people have literally heard me say, Google hates blogs, don't do it, and gone and deleted their rankings they already had. And I was like, no. So I always say this first, don't go deleting rankings you already have. However, that being said, if you're building new, don't tell Google it's a blog. For example, you notice I didn't do that here. I put it all on a parts directory. I didn't say he sells Jaguar parts, so I made a quote unquote parts directory. I did not make a blog. This is one of the reasons why it's ranking so well and doing so well, because I didn't make a blog. Like between you and me, my autism gets annoyed because my information page is an information page. All blog page is an information page. So did I make a blog? Yes, but not in any way that Google will notice. I don't say /blog. I don't have tag pages. I don't have categories. I don't have WordPress. I don't have any of the standard installation things that gives me the blog footprint that trillions of spam pages do, that Google trains on and punts out of the index on a yearly basis. The more you're using a stock WordPress install blog, the more you look like spam to Google, because that's how they train their spam brain. Tom says, what about article on the site? Our page is called articles. Does that work? Tom. I'm not at all surprised to see you say that, because that's the exact second thing they choose to call it, right? Articles. Articles is synonymous with blogs. That's what everybody calls it. So again, Tom, if you're already ranking, don't go changing things. However, if you're having trouble, you should just email me and I'll do an audit for you and I'll tell you exactly what to do. But at the danger of giving 40,000 foot advice from 40,000 foot away, the general advice would be no. See, that's why I chose something that was relevant, some kind of semantic that was relevant. So I can't remember your business off the top of my head, Tom, but for the Jaguar parts site, I put /parts, and then I have review style articles that do have a product e-commerce component, but then they have the really good tips for Jaguar enthusiasts on how to fix it, how to use parts, how to fix this. A really pro magazine quality article on, what about the Jaguar XF timing belt? Is it any better than the XJ? Dive in, we'll weigh up the pros and cons. That kind of thing that Jaguar people would actually maybe possibly want to read. Gary's opinion of his 30 years of experience with Jaguars. That's what I'm leveraging on there. Is it really a blog between you and me? Yeah, Tom. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck, right? But I don't let Google think that, right? I don't let Google think it's a blog. And saying articles would be pretty close to saying blog. I hope that makes sense. Mike says, so you got him to rank again by adding pages to his site. Well, he's already ranking for thousands of keywords. Just the one, in SEO, we call it a vanity keyword. No offense, Gary, if you're listening. In SEO, we call it a vanity keyword. If you do in-house SEO or if you do consultant SEO, you get a lot of clients who are like, I need to rank for this. And that's what I've always done for 20 years. And that's all people search. And that's the one I want to rank for. And they get it in their head without having done any research whatsoever that is the best keyword to rank for. Whether it was the best 20 years ago and whether it's the best now, they never do this research. That's why we always have to start with this research. Because they'll come to me and say, hey, I want to rank for, where's this other one? I want to rank for, I need to rank here for PNC online banking. It's this keyword or nothing. That's all I will pay you for. That's the entire way I will judge how you're doing a good job. Well, good luck, because that's 144% harder than the rest of the internet. And by the way, I have a new site and I bought some spammy backlinks. Make me rank in a week. Okay, well, that's impossible, right? So this is where we need, and quite often, as you can imagine, it's human nature, of course. I fully understand it. You get this in every niche, in every industry, I'm sure. You know, your car's destroyed. You get it towed to the mechanic, and you're like, so $1,000, you'll have it done tomorrow. Like, and they're like, no. Everybody knows what I'm talking about here. But in SEO, we get what's called a vanity keyword. And whether it's a good keyword or not, whether it's hard to rank for or not, it's the one that they think everyone types in, and it's the one that they think they should rank for because they think they're great. So I don't know why I was saying that. Oh yeah, so sorry, Mike. That was my my venting for 30 seconds. I apologize. Thank you for being my therapist for 30 seconds. So I have him ranking. That's the only one that he cares about, really. And I've tried to explain to him like 50 times. Sorry, Gary, unless you want to start paying me like 10 grand a month, that's just not possible. And I sleep well at night knowing that I'm telling him the truth, and I sleep well at night with my experience knowing that it doesn't matter what anyone else is telling him. And other people will tell him, sure, of course, here at the Overseas SEO Emporium, you can do any ranking for $50 a month, and we'll just fire SE Nuke and shoot links at it like that. He will kill his site if he goes to some other SEO. And they're like, sure, of course we can. But of course, you know, you try to explain that, and people listen or people don't. But so to be correct, to be clear, Mike. Sorry, I'm being pedantic here. I'm mildly autistic. He was already ranking. He already gets thousands and thousands. He gets like over a million impressions over like a 3-6 month period. He has tens of thousands of, if not hundreds of thousands of clicks on other keywords. He just thinks Jaguar parts is the only keyword that makes him sales. I asked, how are your sales? He's like, fine, great. I'm like, okay, well, then it doesn't really matter if you're ranking for Jaguar parts, does it? You know, then 2 months later, why don't you have me ranking for Jaguar parts? You know, again, Gary, I love you. If you're listening to this, I do seriously enjoy working for you. I'm used to it, but yeah. So he was already ranking, but he wants to get new rankings, right? The rankings I've already got him. He's already paid for. If he keeps paying me, he wants new rankings, and rightfully so. So that's new rankings I'm getting for him on stuff he wasn't really ranking for before, because his pages he has. There's other issues that I'm not going to get into. I'm not going to air all Gary's dirty laundry. There's other issues going on. Okay, so Mike actually asks a very good question too. So how do you insert this content based on a site navigation? So let me give you some free SEO consulting. This is how you build your site structure out. Again, you need to get the 144 plan. You can get it for 50% off if you got the email from me, like Mike just did. Very smart plan. Not a sale I'm going to do often. And you're building out, you know, around in the neighborhood, if you can, 100 pages a month. Here's how you build a site structure. First off, forget the many sites strategy. This is what you do. This here, you have an overarching EMQ idea. You have one topical cluster, and the one topical cluster has ranking pages underneath it. They're all either in the same directory or one directory if it has to be a directory. I didn't even want to use a /parts directory. That was a flaw. Just the way his site was built, I had to use /parts. I couldn't put them all off the root because of his antiquated 1990s e-commerce system he's using, which, okay, now I've aired all the dirty laundry. That's the other problem with ranking this site. The e-commerce package and the CMS you have matters, and how it's configured matters tremendously for SEO, tremendously. And so, but this is how you do it. You build the site up. Here's the index page. It has to be a general overarching idea. So if you're trying to rank protein powders, you would have like betterpowder.com or something like that. And that goes to the general idea of protein powders here. Then underneath it is just one level. That's it. All your ranking pages go here and they all link to each other equally. So every single, if you have 300 pages, every page has 300 links. No deviation, no variation. And I would suggest putting the links in the top navigation as the best place to put them. If you're like, Josh, how do I do that? You build a drop down with multiple lists. When they mouse over one of the words, and when they mouse over this, they get another drop down with multiple lists and or scroll bar. It's possible to do it with CSS. There's plenty of, you can get ChatGPT to do it for you. There's plenty of really cheap people on that's where you get someone on Upwork to do for you. Some HTML CSS monkey who can do it for like $5 an hour. That's who that's what you outsource to. I could go on. There's all kinds of reasons why this is the best. I could go on for quite a long time and get you huge boosts here, because there's huge mistakes doing this wrong, and there's huge mistakes doing this wrong, and there's huge boosts for doing this right. To get more information about that, email me at josh@brzezinski@gmail.com. It would involve joining my mastermind group, SEO University, which is where I prove the science for all this stuff. But it can be done. It just requires some creative thinking in that regard. Okay, let me discard this, can't close this. Okay, let me go back here, see if there's any questions. Hey guys, how you doing? Awesome, hey guys. Okay, ask any questions in the chat if you have any questions, by all means. All right, so that's what you do. You build 5 pages a day, 25 pages a week, finding the easier ones. And what they're gonna do is find you the boosting keywords. Mike says, thanks, Josh. I'll email it back later, but this gets my head going. Yeah, good. I hope this is giving you some ideas. There's a lot more I could talk about there, Mike, in terms of site structure, how to build it out. We have a proven formula and a proven strategy that is guaranteed to work. My students in SEO University do very, very well. Again, I'm not the only guy putting wins in here. There's plenty of other wins. And you can see all the content we have on all the different kinds of SEO. The wins go back forever. If you want to join, I give huge discounts to people who are already SEO Copilot customers. Okay. So after you find the searches you should be ranking for, then quite simply, all you need to do is have the AI find the boosting on-page keywords by running a report, a keyword spy report. You can build it in here, or like I showed you here, when you have the things in front of you here in keyword discovery, you can click them and click find boosting keywords. That goes to reports. These reports should be done by now. And they are. Now, if you're ever curious, all you need to do now is go to Article Builder and click Generate Article and start building articles. So which one of these interests you the most? I'll build you an article. I can build you whatever, I'll build all of them. Okay, so you go here to Generate Article, click Generate Article, and just say go. Okay, let's go back to reports here. There we go. Okay, so however, if you're ever wondering what kind of data SEO Copilot gets for you, let me show you. So we rebuild a number of models, the RankBrain vector embeddings we build. These are the most important entities and any sentences that these would create, like repair your Oshawa HVAC furnace or air conditioner, or service your furnace HVAC air conditioner, or repair it in Oshawa. You see all the sentences you can make of this. These are the most important sentences and entities, and they're all scored up at the end here. Two standouts here that nobody else does, that is crucial for ranking, is the query interpretation. People call it query intent in the industry as well, but Google calls it query interpretation. Google literally has an AI that translates your search, that rewords your query after it is typed. When you type in AC repair Oshawa, They look for AC repair services in Oshawa, whether you type that or not, and they look for HVAC repair and maintenance options. If you don't have repair and maintenance options and you're not listing your repair services, you are not going to rank. So this has to be the topic of the article, and that's what you saw when I was building the article. When I clicked generate article, it pulled in the AI assisted topic of the article. That's what came from, where is it? That's what came from, looking at this one here. That's what came from here, okay? Competitors, we have all the competitor information you'd ever want based on actual metrics that are actually important for things you need to care about for their on-page. Test pages is something special for university, SEO university students to run tests. Comp HTML widgets. This is the other thing that's really, really important. It's called, in the industry, we call it page type. In SEO, people have wondered for years, is page type a ranking factor? The answer is unresounding yes, it's a huge ranking factor. Is HTML a ranking factor? Is schema a ranking factor? Is WordPress a ranking factor? Is your e-commerce systems a ranking factor? The answer to all that is a resounding yes, a major ranking factor. Here's the problem, however, that after we scientifically tested it, all the theories the SEO industry thinks about it, however, are sadly wrong. They think you need to install schema. Nope. They think generally not. Sometimes yes, maybe once yes, but generally no. They think you need to install WordPress because having WordPress means it's a good ranking factor. The answer is nope, not directly, and not even necessarily tangentially. Of course, Google is far more complicated than that. Google actually does what's called a vector embedding on the document object model, as far as we could tell with our science, our scientific testing. What does that mean? That means the object model that is extracted from these entities, these elements, and also the nesting of these elements, and also the name of the properties or the attributes. Those are ranking factors. And Google machine learns through rank brain clicks what everybody wants. When they search AC Repair Oshawa, they want a page that generally looks like this, that generally has, according to the thousands and tens of thousands of lines of HTML that are AI analyzed for you, that you could never do manually. You would never be able to do it with your own eyes. A human cannot do this. Based on the tens of thousands of lines that our AI has looked for you, it has analyzed and amalgamated the best possible, statistically, the best possible page you could have for this given query. This is the actual page type you need. All the other SEO opinions, sadly notwithstanding, of just install item props and schema because Google loves it. Wrong. I have yet to see, not enough people use it, right? Schema is a very esoteric, rare thing that only like 1 to 10%, if that, of the SEO community use. No one else uses it. So statistically, it is an aberration. It is almost never used. I have yet to once see it in the AI analysis, and I've yet to once see it boost in my testing. But schema is not the only structured data. There are other kinds of structured data. No problem, Tom. Thanks for joining. Email me and let me know how you're doing, brother. Schema is not the only kind of structured data. That's what markup language is. That's what HTML is. HTML always, since the first specification of the web, of the Tim Berners-Lee Web 1.0 version of HTML 1.0, it is a structured markup language. That's what it does. It gives you structure to the content. Here's the content. Here's the structure. It's going in a main section. It will be divided. It'll have a level 1 heading, a major heading. This is a logical character formatter called H1, a header, and it'll be in a paragraph. That is the meta information, the structured information of this data. So again, when you generate an article with us, you're getting something that nobody else has, an analysis of this document object model vectorization, and also an article that is based off of it when it's generated. Okay, so basically you would generate the article, boom. This is version 2.1 of a beta of our article. And so let me show you the features here. So basically, here's the 4 scores you need to care about. Let me rerun them here just to make sure that they are accurate. This number might change a bit. This number can change a bit. This number stayed the same. That's fine. And this number can change a bit as well. It can fluctuate a little bit. These numbers are statistical. This number is not. This number will not fluctuate unless you make changes. So here's our big 4 scores. Again, why do I have big 4 scores for SEO? Everyone only has 1 score. Well, they're lying to you. What else can I say? We have 4 scores because they're needed. That's what you need. If I could drill it down to 1 score, trust me, I would. Mike says, wow, I have no idea. This is way beyond what I was going to do. Thanks. We'll go through the tutorials and make sure I understand how to use this engine properly. Sure. I can also give you a quick tutorial on it right now, of course. That's the purpose of what we're doing right now. Although we have a lot of help files. You can go through the tutorials here. We have tons of tutorials on how to use this. We also have how to use CP, which is our Copilot. CP, of course, is short for Copilot CP. We have a guide for him here as well, and how to use the custom knowledge base when you generate an article. But the short version is this. You need to have all these numbers in the green. If all these numbers in the green, then based on the tens of thousands of pages that we have in our system, you are statistically correlated with ranking number 1. Let me tell you the power of the statistical correlations. This correlates with the rankings the most, this one here, this one second, this one third, and this one fourth. So if you're going to cheat and be a few points off, the best one is to do it from this one to this one to this one to this one. This one, you will definitely not rank number 1 for a news site or a site with very bad signals if you are under this. Believe it or not, this is your semantic entities that everyone talks about, like your entity scores. This is where we're closest to everybody else, although our scoring is far, far superior and far more accurate of like what entities are actually important and how much you need to say it. So it doesn't say furnace. You need to say furnace here. Oshawa, Ontario. So I just said the word furnace here, so boom. Then that one red entity you saw, that's very important. That should to display the depth and breadth of expertise, experience, and that you're an authority because you're talking about the topic in authoritative, encompassing way is there. So what we need to do is get as much of this in the green as possible. Now, we're trying to make the AI, it's very hard to do this as an AI. It's the decision, the complex repeating chain of thought ideation and tree of thought ideation that I'm trying to do to get all these things in the green are quite difficult. Eventually, I will have it spitting out articles that are in the green. However, CP can very easily help you doing that as well, which I'll show you in a second. There's a few different ways so what we need to do is we need to get this article up. First off, because it's too low. This is the first one we need to worry about. So because this is too high and this is too low, we need to make this higher. This will go higher as we add more content as well. Then we'll fix the spam score specifically at the end. You also notice we have 1,000 words. We need to be around 1,600. So that again tells me, well, that's why the score is too low. So this is what you need to do. The easiest way is to just highlight a section of text that you want to optimize further, either by reducing the scores or upping the scores, and use the up score or down score button. It couldn't really be more simple. Using the up score button is going to jam in more keywords and be more wordy, generally speaking. Okay, let me take this. And now you notice it put markdown text in here. It does that sometimes. So say, please rewrite this markdown text intro paragraph and make it more extensive and helpful. Make it more extensive. Boom. Paste that in there, and CP goes, okay. So if this clicking the button doesn't give you immediately what you want, or it usually does, no problem. You put this in here, copy, paste, boom, 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 done. That's in there now. Okay, great. Now I need to continue going. I need to add more content. Let's upscore this one. Okay, now, boom, I see it gave a list. Let's go, okay, that should actually take this whole thing also. The upscore and downscore buttons only work on a paragraph or single sentences. Let's take this whole thing and say, let's go down here to CP and say, please pimp out and really make this useful and insightful by adding content I can copy and paste. Boom. And CP will go, no problem. CP is your SEO co-pilot. He can help you with content. You can ask him questions. If you go here, I'll show you. You can ask him, the red scores are in the red. What does that mean? It'll tell you how to fix that. You could say, hey, write a more compelling H1 that is not overly spammy. You could say, hey, my average predictability score is 4.6. Is that close enough? It'll tell you, yeah, it's close enough. Here's your risks, your rewards, blah, 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 blah. It's going to start taking over an SEO consultant's role. So fine, boom. It did this for a big, long thing. Great, I'll take this. Increase safety. Boom. Take this. And I'm going to copy and paste. I'm going to delete this and paste that here. Boom. Okay, now we got a much bigger section here. So now we're cooking with gas here. Mike says, what AI engine is this connected to? CP. CP, again, is connected to a number of different engines. It's using, I have to admit, it's not anywhere near as complex in terms of the chain of thought ideation. The double checking that it's doing, that say the generate article does, for example, it's like orders of magnitude more complex for the generate article. But it's not using a single engine. It's using multiples, and it's using a much more complex chain of thought ideation as well. And it's also fed some background data. It's fed the background data of this article. I could have just said, hey, rewrite the second section for me, and it would have done that too. But I like copying and pasting it in so that it doesn't get confused. Okay, so now let's see where we are. This should have gone up a bit. Boom, did it ever? Okay, great. I'm almost where I need to be. And then finally, let's rewrite this section. Okay, same deal. Really pimp out this next section and make it insightful with its pro tips and suggestions that will help my users. Again, it'll usually do this. It is already told to make helpful, insightful, expert content, but telling a CP to do that, pro tip, is going to be even better. To write the most insightful, the most expert content you could possibly write, based on whatever kind of content is online. At the end of the day, all these AIs are generated. Not my generate article. It has other databases it accesses than just the corpora, which is the plural of corpus, the corpora that the large language models are fed into. Boom, 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 boom. Here we go. Now take this, delete this, boink, boink, boom. There we are. Now we have more content. Let's save it. Let's run this. I might even be over now. Now I am perfect. I am in the green. Now we added some AI content. This, we need to check with this if it went up or down. It could do either. The content is definitely better than what ChatGPT would do. You see it went down a little bit actually. Excellent. So now we're in the green for this. We are only 0.3 off. See, and I'll ask CP, this is my average pred. Is this likely fine? What are my risks? Pretty soon it'll have access to this data. It doesn't right now. You have to copy and paste it. Pretty soon CP will have access to everything on the article page and it will totally guide you how to do things. And then pretty soon CP is going to be in the entire app as just a little thing down here you click, and it'll have access to everything in the app. And you could say, hey, I'm running this thing. Could you build me more pages? Sure, no problem. I'll do it for you. That's coming in the next 6 months. Okay, it says your average predictability is 4.42. which is slightly above the threshold. While being a few points over is generally acceptable, here are some risks and considerations. It has lower ranking potential. It might have less engagement because it's a little boring. It has reduced originality. It says you could do this, blah, 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 to make it better. Okay, please do that. Suggestions on the last section of text you wrote for me. Which I believe was recognizing when your cooling system needs attention. Let's see. Let's see if CP got confused. This is a bit of an advanced test for CP. And it's always best to do the advanced testing to push your system while you're doing a live demo. That's always the smartest thing to do. Josh is a terrible salesman. Josh is an awful, awful salesman. Well, he's honest. Josh is honest. Okay, so he rewrote it. Let's see. Boom. So I want to run the heat score, and this is the current score we have here. Let's see if the heat score gets better. Heat score stands for helpfulness, how helpful the article is, how much expertise it's showing, how much experience it's showing, how much authority you're speaking with, because you're talking about the right topics in the right way compared to experts. Okay, so now let's take this. Boy, this looked like it had more content. Boom. Oh no, it has the same amount. Okay, let's see if this changed this. Now it added more content. See if it changed this. If this goes down, that's what we were trying to do. I don't know that it will. It did. Wow, it actually worked. Let's roll this. Let's see if this is actually more insightful and useful. See if this goes up. No, it stayed around the same. Like I said, this is stochastic. This is statistical. This is statistical. This is statistical. These are going to fluctuate a few points. This one will not. Okay, so now I went a little over. So now I'm going to delete that. Now I'm going to come down here and delete the conclusion. It's always a conclusion. You can go and delete down here. You should put your call to action there. This should reduce this probably just enough. Yep, perfect. We're at the top end of this, exactly where we want it. This is only like 0.13 off. Yes, this number does not correlate with #1 rankings. It'll correlate with top 5 rankings. But if trying to rank this page again and again, and the number is still in the red here, and you're like, Josh, I've been trying to rank this page and nothing I would do to fix it, and this is still in the red, then I'll be like, okay, fine. Maybe all your competition did a really good job here with high quality content that is not predictable and not AI generated, fine. But AI generated, there's nothing wrong with AI generated content, just so you know. This 4.13 on this completely correlates with #1 rankings, completely. So basically Mike says, so basically this is an AI custom prompting going on when you talk to CP. Yes, it is. Mike, everything has to be custom. Again, guys, if I could just go to ChatGPT and say, write me an SEO article, and if that would work and it ranked, I wouldn't have had to spend so much time and effort and stress myself out and make my blood pressure fly off the roof to build all this. I could have just made as much money doing SEO University and said, it's easy, just use ChatGPT. I had to build this all for a reason because the systems that exist aren't good enough. Mike says, you don't necessarily need a CTA at the end. You don't necessarily need a CTA at the end. This OnPage course is not about conversion rate optimization or CRO. You could join SEO University for that. I have tons of courses on that. In fact, somebody asked, as it turns out, somebody asked in the general chat, and I said, here's all my courses on CRO, and here's some more courses on CRO, and here's some more courses on CRO, because they just asked, where are they? So I told them where they're. I have a lot of courses on CRO, but yes, I would generally recommend that you need calls to action in this, right? Now, you're like, Josh, how come your AI didn't build calls to action? Because we didn't use a custom knowledge base. If we had used a custom knowledge base, then it would have written a much different article styled for your specific scenario, in your voice, using your data, using your products, using your testimonials, using your calls to action. Like, what is a custom knowledge base? You click this, you go to import file. If you want to know what it is, click here. You get the guidelines for how it works and what you should do. And here's the example of how it should look. You say, use this author profile in a text file, and it says this, whatever.text. You can have whatever name you want, it just has .text at the end. Write about this product. Here's the price, here's the stars, here's what you consider, right? This is a fictitious product I did and it worked. Use these testimonials, blah, 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 blah. You give it instructions, you give it the data. So you could say, use these calls to action that I like, or make up your own calls to action that are really good to get them to buy. You could do all those things. You can also ask CP. You could be like, hey, CP. You could be like, hey, oh no, I generated a new article. You'd be like, hey, CP, let me go here to a different article because I clicked yes to generate a new one. Where is SEO AI software? I think has one. Yeah, here we are. I can say, hey, CP, can you create for me based off of the best scientific data of sales psychology, the best CTAs for this article, top 5, and rate them for me out of 10, please. It can do that. It's like, okay, you need calls to action based on this article? No problem. Here they are. Boom. Get started today. It gives it a 9 out of 10. Join our community. It says it appeals to social proof, suggesting that others are already benefiting from the service, but it doesn't like it as much. Claim your free trial now, 10 out of 10. Offering something for free lowers barriers to entry. And these numbers mean something, by the way. Discover your perfect solution, 7 out of 10, not as good. Subscribe for exclusive updates, 8 out of 10, not as good. So it likes claim your free trial now. And that makes sense. This is using the top 5 power psychology words. Let me show you why. Why does the 10 out of 10 get that? Explain and justify. If you're like, oh, Josh, come on, it just hallucinated that. It just made it up. Well, ask it to explain and justify it. See if the reason makes sense to you. And it says, here you go. Here's all the reasons why. It says, yes, this is the one that was 10 out of 10. You notice I just said, why is the 10 out of 10 get that? It got it right. It has reasons rooted in sales psychology. Perceived value. Offering a free trial creates immediate value for the user. It lowers the perceived risk associated with trying a new product. Urgency. Now is one of the top 5 power psychology words. Social proof. Free trials often lead to positive user experiences that generate testimonials and reviews. That's brilliant. Lower barrier to entry. You remove the financial barrier. It encourages exploration. A free trial will give them an exploration. We have a free trial too, by the way. Go to SEOcopilotai.com and start your free trial now. No credit card needed, no email needed. Log in with your Google. I won't be spamming you. Fear of missing out. The urgency combined with the opportunity for something for free taps into the fear of missing out. Overall, the combination of these psychological triggers makes this the exceptionally effective CTA, justifying his perfect score. It's real, folks. AI is here to help you. CP is going to save you dozens of hours, dozens and dozens of hours, analyzing, writing, generating, guiding you, consulting for you. This is the future. CP is the future. Not only is CP the future of SEO, AI UX, or AI UI, AI chatbot style consultant interfaces will be paired with normal user interfaces to be the operating system, the user interface of very soon the future. And I'm quite proud that I'm one of the first pieces of software, I'm the first piece of software in SEO that I know of that's anything more than just a ChatGPT window, because this is not just a ChatGPT window. It's a little bit more complex than that. Nowhere near as complex, again, as this, or the reports, or this. Those are effing complex. Trust me, ask my programmer. he's effing annoyed. But it is more complex than just a ChatGPT window. And so I'm one of the first pieces of software ever to implement this, which I know is going to be the future of software. If you get it right and if you make it easy. People think the AI, it has to be useful. It can't be like Clippy that popped up at the bottom but didn't really do anything useful for you or just annoying. CP is at the bottom here, but it can help you. CP can actually help you. And every month after this, I'm just going to give CP access to more data and more things it can do for you just by asking it. Pretty soon you're going to go to the dashboard. and CP will be here. You say, hey, CP, I need to start a new campaign. Find something that'll make me money. And it'll do everything. You'll be like, and then here's it's like, you should make money on this. I found out that crypto, this kind of crypto is making money. Do you want to build the sites out? And you'd be like, yeah, here's the WordPress login installation, and here's the domain names. Great, and it does all the rest, and it just starts putting 5 pages per week on your site. Done. Go drink daiquiris. That's what's coming. And we are well on our way to be able to provide that and produce that. So, in short, CP makes it really easy to get your numbers in the green. It can even help with the spam scores as well, to try to reduce some of these mentions of tools for SEO, or SEO tools. Also, of course, we have spam scores for everything else: the URL, the title, the meta description, the H1. We tell you how many times your competitors are using the exact match query. You should check that out, both in headers and in the body. And if you are missing any spread keywords, to prove that you have the breadth of knowledge to be considered truly an expert. All right, guys, what do you think? Any final questions? Let me go here. Let me close this. Let me go here. See if there's any questions you guys got. Hey, Chris, my Polish brother, how you doing? If you guys have any SEO questions, please, by all means, ask them there. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you don't mind. Again, Google is really hammering me lately. My 20,000 subscribers, I don't think they're getting my messages, because I should have way bigger views on my videos than I do. I think YouTube hates me because I call Google out all the time. But if you have any questions, please, by all means, ask. I'll be here for another couple seconds. Mike says, how soon till that happens? I just signed to your Discord. Is that one that comes with the subscription? Yep, that's the one. I have 2 Discords. This one here, that's what I saw here. There you are. Hello. This is the SEO Copilot Help, where I will answer SEO Copilot questions. If you want the full SEO university experience of being a top-level SEO consultant, you need to email me to get into SEO University, aka my mastermind or mentorship group. Okay. Coach says, by the way, the WordPress issue is fine. Oh, okay, great. Coach Mark says, hey, I want to be an affiliate. I'd love to have you as an affiliate. I wish I had the resources to get you an affiliate portal. I can make anyone an affiliate. I'll just have to give you a coupon to follow, and I'll have to pay you manually every month. I don't have an automatic system yet. All my programmers are trying to build features into the system and fix bugs, so that the system, it does what it promises to do. We have a new help system we built. We've built so much stuff and changed so much stuff on this. Anyone out there who wants to be an affiliate, I can do it manually for you right now. I can't give you your own link. Email me if you want to be an affiliate, Mark. Email me and I'll give you a coupon code that would give your customers 10% off. Or I can give you, maybe I can give your customers a bigger discount. How about that? And that way they'll want to buy from you and not from me. And then you can make some sales. I'd love that. I know affiliates are a great way to make money. I completely and totally am going to be making an affiliate portal. I'm trying to do something on JVZoo right now. That's kind of like a prefab portal to have affiliate stuff. But if you want to do it manually, we could do it manually. And I'll just check your sales with my Stripe code at the end of the month. And it'll say, hey, look, your coupon made this sales. Here's your commissions, my friend. I can give you a coupon discount where you're going to actually be able to beat me. Lower than my 10% off, I'll give you something, and you can go out there and sell it like a mofo. I will treat anyone who wants to be an affiliate for me right now. I will treat you very well, because I need affiliates, so I'd totally love to do that. Coach Mark says, I want to get in before JVU. Okay, by all means, email me, brother. Anyone else who wants to get in this deal I'm talking about for affiliates, before I put it on JZVoo or JVooZ or JVZoo or whatever it's called, let me know. Mark says, what are the commission rates? I think we'll do what's pretty standard. you will get the full first month. If they stay for 2 months, I'll give you the full first month as your commission. So if they come here and they sign on for $144 and they stay on for a second month, your commission's $144 or whatever they paid. I can definitely do that. So that's a pretty chunky commission, right? If they come on, this is our most popular package. So if they come on and they pay $50, if you make 100 sales, you know, that's $5,000 I'll be paying you. At the end of the, I have to do the math, but it's either at the end of the first month or second month. They have to stay on. Actually, it'll be at the end of the second month because they have to stay on for the second month and not ask for a refund. So after 2 months, I'll pay you the first month commission. I think that's pretty handsome. I hope you think that's fair. Again, if you sell 100 of these, you're making an F ton of money, which would be fine by me. Absolutely fine by me. And the coupons I can give you to offer people, I could probably give you a 20% coupon, probably, to offer to people, which would be very handsome indeed. All right, guys. All right, Mark says, I'll build a site around it. I'll do it today. He says, okay, yes, awesome. Awesome, guys. Thanks very much. Okay, well, thanks very much for listening. Thanks for watching. Again, Mike, if you have any questions as well. He says, oh no, not JV Zoo. It has a spammy reputation. You were way above that. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm kind of humming and hawing over JV Zoo. If you guys know a better affiliate platform for me to try and get affiliates on, and we could do the automation on there, that's fine. Or if you guys like to do it manually to start, that's fine too. I could do it manually. If I only have 5, if I have 5 affiliates that are like my guys, like these are my top gold platinum level affiliates, I could do that manually. That's not a problem. At the end of the month, I'll check to see what your coupon did, and I'll pay end of the period. I'll check to see how your coupons did, and then I'll see how your coupons did every month. In fact, I'll try to give you a portal where you can see that automatically, and then I'll cut the checks at the end of the second month where they haven't asked for a refund, so to make sure I have the money to cover the check I'm writing for you. Mike says, how are you promoting yourself now? Very poorly. YouTube, I'm trying to do, I've done so much email marketing, so much YouTube marketing. I've tried to do so much different stuff. The problem is, we'll talk about it, Mike. There was some trouble with my team, we'll put it that way, at the beginning, and coming to market way too fast with a way too buggy application. But now we are very low bugs. Actually, there's no bugs in the system. It's just right now people trying to sign up at AppSumo are having some bugs. But it's AppSumo. So, but anyway, now we're under new management. Very low bugs, as I said in my last message I sent. So that's how I got in AppSumo. Yeah, I mean, it's a great way to advertise for yourself. That's our major push we did on AppSumo. That's where we got over 1,000 users. For sure, I got maybe another extra 100 users on the main app from my free organic efforts. But I know I'm not just going to dump 20 grand behind a Google Ads campaign and just see what happens. That's a very foolish spend of money, especially when people are not sure of SEO, not sure of AI, not sure of me, not sure of the way we do things. We have a longer sales process. So anyway, you guys got to know me and know what I'm doing and know why we're doing it, and then it makes more sense, which is why we're all here. That's what we're doing. All right, guys, thanks very much. Again, it was great to meet you too, Mike. Email me if you have any questions at all. Any SEO, anybody, if you have any questions, any concerns, any SEO questions at all, email me, not only about the app or SEO University, which I got good discounts for you guys, and also I'm looking for affiliates. I'll give you guys very good discounts for the app, obviously, because you're selling it, and discounts for your customers as well. You can make a lot of money selling, reselling SEO Copilot. This is going to be the best SEO tool. It already is, in my opinion, for OnPage. It's going to be the best SEO tool out there, period. Within a year or two, that's my plan. We're going to grow hugely. But if you have any questions about just SEO, like how do I do this, what do I do for that, email me. I'm happy to fire off a 5-minute email helping you out. And if it's more than that, then I'll tell you exactly how you can very cost effectively get the most advanced knowledge in SEO on the planet. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy your Friday. I've got to go and do some more work